Hey, everybody. Good evening. It's Sunday at 7. I'm Seth Eisenberg, and this is the Conservative Corner. So make sure you're at the right place. I don't know if you accidentally stumbled on this, so just make sure it's where you're supposed to be. I hope you all had a good week. I hope you had a better weekend because, like I said, who cares about the week? All you do is work. Work for the man, making money for somebody else. Most of us. Some of us probably own our own businesses, which is cool, but I work for the man. Not the man, but somebody. Anyway, so if you all had a good weekend, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. You may or may not know this is the official second Whisky Sunday. I've got Fred Profiter with me again. I'll let him introduce himself here in a second. So if you missed the first one, my gosh, we're doing it again for you. So now you can catch up with what you missed on the first one, which is just drinking and talking about pretty much anything. The elections have happened. We all know who won. I think right now what we need to do is take a step back and just take a breath, be happy, because more work is going to be starting here pretty soon. So with that in mind, we're just going to have fun tonight. We're going to have some questions and talk about some stuff. But in general, it's just going to be laid back, drinking whiskey and talking stupid stuff. So let me bring on Fred Profiter, and he will introduce himself, and we'll get this horror show started. Hey, Fred, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Seth?
I'm good. Go ahead and let everybody know who you are in case they don't know.
All right, in case anybody can't see what's behind me, I'm president of the Frederick County Conservative Club, one of the most active groups in the western part of the state, Maryland area. I'm in my 6th year of presidency, and we have elections coming up in January. So.
Cool. That's right, in January, yeah. And I'm his VP, so if y'all want to run for office in the Frederick County Conservative Club, God, please run. Please let us know. I will not run against you. I promise you. You'll go unopposed if you're going for treasurer. Have at it. It's all yours. So like I was just saying, elections are over. I think everybody should, for a little bit, not forever, but for right now, just kind of take a breath, relax, enjoy it, drink it in, because life can't be about politics 24/7.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh, yeah, let me show everybody. This is what I'm drinking again this evening, Old Smoky peanut butter whiskey. I know everybody says, well, that's flavored whiskey. That's for little girls. Brother, I was in the Navy. I have drank more than all of you combined at a family reunion on New Year's Eve. I don't have to prove it anymore. Same as Fred. I drink what I like now because it tastes good, not because I'm trying to see how much of a handle of Jack Daniels I can finish in 20 minutes. I don't got to do that anymore. So make fun of me, make fun of what I'm drinking, call me a sissy, a little girl, ask where my umbrella is. It's all good. I don't care.
It's not sangria.
Oh, at least it's not sangria. So I've got some questions I'm just going to throw out there. We'll start with that. But the first thing I want to cover before we get into that, because it kind of made me laugh. And I know I said I wanted to get off politics for tonight, but just bear with me. In Maryland, we have an attorney general, Anthony Brown. Trump is not in office yet. Remember that, not until January. He doesn't take over until January. Anthony Brown has already vowed to sue Donald Trump to protect him, to protect Marylanders from him. The man's not even in office yet, and they're already wasting taxpayers' money to stop.
Let me find my shock face.
Oh, I know. This is why you can't take politics too seriously. You can't, because you'll go insane. You'll jump off a cliff. You'll stretch your neck out. It'll drive you nuts because you got idiots like this that get elected. Get elected. On that, I'm taking a drink. And then also my favorite documentarian, just in awe of this person, Michael Moore, has, again, believe it or not, called people who voted for Trump not good people. If you voted for Trump, Michael Moore thinks you're not a good person.
Well, that's more than half the country, so we're winning.
And that should keep you up at night. If Michael Moore really doesn't like you, that really, you should lose sleep at night. Go, geez, where did I go wrong in my life to have that fat bastard just not like me anymore? What did I do wrong? Maybe if I send him some subs, he'll like me again. I can't make this up.
Hey, if Michael Moore doesn't like me, that's a badge of honor.
Oh, I know. Like I'm supposed to be offended. Like I'm supposed to cry now. Like, oh, Michael Moore doesn't like me.
You can drive north 15 miles and move to Canada.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something a little different for the second Whiskey Wednesday. Sunday. See, it should be Wednesday. It would make more Whiskey Wednesday, whiskey. I got to find another word for whiskey that goes with Sunday because Whiskey Sunday just sounds like we've already been drinking already, and we're just throwing words out there.
Let's change it to Sambuca.
Sambuca Sunday. Oh, no. I mean, it sounds good. I mean, we can drink. No. So last time we just kind of talked off the cuff, like, hey, let's talk about this. Today, on my trusty iPad, I have questions I came up with. Some pertain to politics, some don't, but they're all very lighthearted. I'm not trying to prove a point tonight. I'm not trying to do anything other than, hey, let's have fun. Let's enjoy the win. Let's suck it in and be good. All right, so the first question to Fred, and anybody who's listening, please, if you have an answer, put it up there, and we'll include you. The first question is, if you could create any national holiday, Fred, any national holiday, what would it celebrate?
Any national holiday?
You can make any national holiday. What would it celebrate? I know, it's a tough one.
Jesus. Wait a minute.
I know, it's a tough one. I think if I could do a holiday, and ladies, please excuse me, and I should say this before we start too, there will probably be cussing and adult language and adult humor. So if you have children, while I like children, this is probably not the episode to introduce them to Uncle Seth with because they're going to run away screaming. So please keep that in mind. All right, so here's what I would say. If I could have any holiday, what would it celebrate? It would celebrate men, and it would be called Steak and a Blowjob Day.
It'd be what?
Steak and a Blowjob Day. We have Valentine's Day for women. Men need a holiday. I would call it Steak and a Blowjob.
So you gonna celebrate a blowjob?
Yeah, some guys probably have never had one. Most of the Democratic guys have probably never had one. They've probably given a lot, but never had one. So what would your holiday be?
Jeez. I'm going to come back to you on that one.
We can come back to that one.
Maybe my birthday.
Huh?
Maybe my birthday.
Oh, there you go. But Fred Profiter Day. Everybody what walks around drinking old granddad and just being drunk.
October 5th every year.
Sweet. All right. So here's another. What's your favorite nickname for any politician of all time? Doesn't have to be recent. It can be any time you want.
Well, there's always Lockdown Larry.
Lockdown Larry's a good. I do like that. It kind of rolls off the tongue. It meshes. I like the Gipper. Never knew what the Gipper meant, but I like the Gipper.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Gipper was a football coach at Notre Dame. And I forget the name of the movie Ronald Reagan starred in. And the key line was win one for the Gipper.
Okay. So now I know. So that's my favorite all-time political name. I guess if we go for just like in general favorite nickname for like a politician, I think Vlad the Impaler. I think that's just awesome. That just kind of sums up everything he does. I'm Vlad the Impaler. That's all you need to know. I will hike you up in my yard.
Cheeto Man's always been popular.
That's good. Orange Man. I think Orange Man. I wonder if there's a fan, like if he's like, oh, that's crappy, or does he go like, whatever, I don't care. I wonder if he wears it like a badge of honor.
Well, Inez liked the Sambuca.
Who liked the Sambuca?
Inez 72.
We'll put it to a vote, Inez. Maybe one of these Sundays we'll do Sambuca Sunday, but that's just stuff that tastes like black licorice, right? Or is that Ouzo?
That's Jägermeister.
Oh, I love Jägermeister. I got a story about that. I'll tell you later. Okay.
Take it off camera.
No, I don't. I got no shame. Crap.
Okay.
What TV show best captures the American spirit, in your opinion?
What show?
What TV show best captures the American spirit?
All in the Family.
Really? Okay. I can see that.
Yeah. American Lovin'. You know, what was his name?
Archie?
Archie Bunker. Yeah.
Okay. I can get down with that. If I had to pick a show just but based on recent events in America that I thought would I would probably have to go with Deadwood. I don't know if you ever saw Deadwood.
Never seen an episode.
Oh, it's awesome. You got it, man. You got it. I don't know if anybody watches ever seen Deadwood. I mean, it's done and over with. They only did 3 seasons, but man, it was a great show. I mean, you have The Sopranos, which is like the show of all times. There's nothing will ever be as good as Sopranos. Nothing ever. Then you have Deadwood, comes in a distant second, but it still comes in the top 5. My opinion. I'm sticking with it. If you don't like it, that's tough shit.
How about Yellowstone?
I think Yellowstone gets repetitive.
Right.
Like it kind of does the same thing over and over again. I mean, it's not a bad show. It's just, I just think it's repetitive. That's my opinion.
Right. Needs fresh meat.
And what's that? Is it Cole Hauser? Is that the Billy Badass on that show?
Yeah.
He plays a good tough ass. I'll give him that. He plays a really good tough guy. He's almost believable. And I don't mean that insulting. He's really good at what he does. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, here's a good one. This will probably be the last question. We can talk about this for hours. What is the most ridiculous conspiracy theory you've ever heard?
Oh, Jesus.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, they all center around Trump.
Yeah. I think if I had to pick the most ridiculous one I've heard in my life, I would have to go with the lizard people. I think I'd have to go with that one. By far, the most ridiculous, just stupid B-movie conspiracy theory I've ever heard.
But well, all the conspiracy theories around Trump have all proven true. So,
oh no, so they can't be ridiculous though. He's
right.
Yeah, I think lizard people. What else?
Soylent Green.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, or what? Robert Kennedy's still alive at the top of the Bethesda Naval Hospital. I've heard that crap before.
Right.
Yeah, dude, he's just hanging out.
Oh, well, the biggest one is the single bullet.
Yeah, that's another ridiculous theory. What else is ridiculous? I think Holocaust deniers are just probably the single stupidest.
Holocaust deniers, flat earthers,
flat Earth people. I'm just gonna drink. Yeah, so there's a lot of ridiculous conspiracy theories out there. I don't know if people just kind of sit around and go, "Hey, I'm just gonna make up some story and see if I can get some traction with it." Lizard people, who's not gonna believe that?
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got. If you could redesign Mount Rushmore, who would you add to it?
I would eliminate Lincoln.
Okay.
And add Reagan.
Reagan? You don't think Trump's earned a spot up there yet?
No, he's still running. I mean, he's still an office holder.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I don't see a problem with Reagan going up there. I don't know who I would add. Maybe Nixon did promise to get us out of Vietnam, and he got us out of Vietnam, and he wasn't that bad of a president. He's got caught lying. Maybe he gets like a corner, like on the far side of the mountain, like a smaller version. Like there's Nixon over there by the tree. I don't know.
Again, that was a CIA setup.
Well, yeah. I was reading a book. I can't remember what book it was, but there was a section in the book about, Watergate, and they were talking to G. Gordon Liddy, and he was talking, he was interviewing somebody, another agent. And they're like, well, how long can you hold out when you're being tortured? He goes, I can't imagine it's very long. And again, this is from G. Gordon Liddy, so you can take it with, a grain of salt. He said he took his Zippo lighter out and held it to his forearm and stared at the kid and said, I don't talk. They'll have to kill me. Maybe. I don't know. Because he was definitely not a wussy.
He was a badass, no question about it.
Yeah, maybe that's true. But, everybody in their own mind's a Billy Badass. Like me. I'm Tony Tough Guy. Okay, here's something way off of politics. Way, way off politics. If you were a contestant on a game show, what game show would you go on knowing you would win? That you would just crush it? You would dominate it?
Well, I'll tell you, I did qualify to go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why didn't you go?
Because he canceled like 3 weeks after.
That would have been. See, I think that's maybe there's a little bit, but I think overall that game's more luck than skill. I think you just got to get lucky.
Well, I was good at it, so.
Didn't they put it back on air?
Well, there's one out. Travis Kelce has one. Are you smarter than a celebrity?
I have a list of people, famous people, within the last 20 years that I have, it's like 5 or 6 people. I won't get into the full list with everybody, but this list contains people who I just want to smash in the nose. Just, I don't know what they've done to me or what it is about them. Like Justin Timberlake's on that list, and I don't know why. Guy can sing. He seems like he's a pretty cool dude, but there's just something about him that I just want to just a straight right, overhand right. Just, I don't know why. Travis, the Kelce brothers, they're both on that list. I don't know what it is about them. Maybe because they're just smug. I don't know, but I don't like them, and I don't, and I'm sure they don't care, but I don't like them. George Clooney's on that list too.
Yeah.
George Clooney. You got a list like that?
Yeah, I mean, Clooney, definitely. Michael Moore.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the guy that followed Brady down to Tampa Bay?
Gronk.
Yeah, Gronkowski. Another one who's been overplayed.
He's like a man-child.
Like, did you drop on your head as a child?
As a child, I think he played a couple of quarters without a helmet. And again, if you're keeping score at home, I'm drinking. Oh, I'm sorry. Old Smoky peanut butter whiskey. No, they're not a sponsor of mine. I just really like their product. So if they're watching, please be a sponsor of mine. Because you have really good stuff. What are you drinking? Same thing or something different?
Yeah, same thing.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Don't they have like butterscotch and stuff like that too, I think?
Oh, yeah. They got a salted caramel. They have a mango. They have
mango.
Yeah, all kinds of shit.
So, that just sounds pretty hard.
I'm drinking mine out of a rum chata glass.
I had that once, and I think I went into diabetic shock. It's like just straight sugar water.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the questions here. Let me see what I got. What is your most controversial non-political opinion?
Keep the women pregnant, barefoot.
That's I'm gonna get hate mail. Thank you.
And chained to the kitchen sink.
I'm gonna get death threats. Thank you very much.
Let me put my showbiz hat on. I'm kidding, honey.
I think my most controversial non-political opinion, I guess that would have to be people who drive electric cars are the absolute worst goddamn drivers on the road. Every time I get cut off or somebody does something stupid, it's always in an electric car. Always, without a doubt, an electric car or a BMW. It's one of the two.
Or BMW.
Mostly electric cars. So that's my opinion. I think people who drive electric cars are idiots, or they can't drive.
You get the double whammy with the electric BMW.
Oh, geez, that's those people make the list. Yeah, but electric people drive electric cars. I'm sorry. Like I said, every time I've had an issue with being cut off or just someone not driving, it's an electric car. Always, without a doubt, it's an electric car.
Before the electric cars, it was Prius.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, they can't drive with shit.
Okay. What's the most American snack you can think of?
Popcorn.
Popcorn, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with Twinkies.
30-year shelf life?
I didn't say what's the most tasty American. I said what is synonymous with America. I think Twinkies.
I'd say the cupcake more than the Twinkie.
Yeah, I don't know. Aren't cupcakes like French originally? Didn't they originate in France?
I don't know. I just think about the Hostess swirls across the top.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the good thing about all those is after a nuclear war, they will still be fresh and edible. But yeah, I think Twinkies or Ho-Hos, something that kills you almost instantly when you eat it.
Right. Get that sugar buzz.
Sugar buzz, like a sugar high. It's like mainline and heroin. Eating a Twinkie, you're done. If you could only keep one amendment, just one, what would Jesus, whiskey's kicking. What amendment would you pick?
Well, for as much as I talk, I have to go with the first.
Okay. See,
I've been known to say some controversial things.
I would probably go with the second, just so that would kind of keep them in line. The government, a little bit. If everybody had a gun, they wouldn't be like, "Oh, now we can take over."
Right? Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, they all have their place.
Oh no, yeah, that's why there's so many of them. You can't just pick one. It's like what is it? It's like a Pringles. You can't have just one.
Man, filling that up again?
Hell yes. This is the only time I drink.
You got to work tomorrow.
I know. Oh man.
Bottomed up.
You only live once. Might as well check out with horrible liver disease and kidney problems. If you could turn any historical moment into a movie, which would it be and who would star in it?
Good God. Historical moment into a movie. God.
I know.
Washington crossing the Delaware.
Okay. Who would play Washington?
Delegate Dan Cox.
I like Dan. Don't get me wrong. Dan's a good guy. I don't think was it like George Washington, like tall, like a big dude, like 6 something?
Cox isn't?
Yeah, but Cox has I would say Cox has a runner's build. Lanky.
Washington also wore a powdered wig, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I'll give you that. So if I had to pick out of all history, I think I would pick. I don't know, because everything I like is already made into a movie. I guess I would go with. I don't know. I got to take a time out on that one. I'll have to come back because everything I like Private Ryan, World War II. I mean, you got ancient Greece. You got 300. Everything I like, they've kind of got. I mean, you got Shogun for feudal Japan. There's always something
Right.
that I like. Hell, even got a John Holmes movie. So, I mean, that's even covered. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to come back to that one because that's a tough one. All right. What is the most creative protest sign you've ever seen?
Give you a little heads up on these.
Where's the fun in that? Tough one. I know that one's a tough one.
Well, God, if you go back 12 years, I was state director for the Eric Wargott Senate campaign. And at that time, it was the Obamacare. And the way he was just running roughshod over everything, and he just happened to pull this Affordable Care Act out of his drawer, and oh, look what I found. I made a huge sign that we took down to Rockville. There was a huge Affordable Care Act protest down there, and I just said, "End the regime," and I had the G in the regime as the hammer and sickle.
Okay.
And somebody from Channel 9 or WTOP or something like that. What do you mean by regime?
Gotta love the media. They're so tuned.
Speaking of media, you hear MSNBC is for sale?
Really? I got $1.50 in my bedroom. Can I put a bid in on it?
You'll probably get it.
That's scary. If I owned a media outlet, that is horrible. I can't think of a worse idea than giving me.
Yeah, Joy Reid's numbers are down 56, 57%, something like that.
Jesus. Yeah, I'll send him an offer letter. Like I got, I can get together like $2,000. We can do like a month by month pay your rent to own type thing.
Yeah, they'd probably take it.
They probably would. Again, that is nothing worse. That would be the worst thing for the world to give me a media outlet. That would be horribly wrong. Nothing good would ever come from that. Nothing. It's like if I had the Jedi power, like if I could use the Force, 100% guaranteed I would use it improperly.
Right.
All the time. All the time. I would not have any good things to do with the Force. I'd be doing things I shouldn't be doing. All right, let's step away real quick so we can pay the bills. We'll be right back with Fred Profiter on Whisky Sunday.
Since the beginning of time, all living creatures rely on the sun's source of natural light to grow and to help promote overall wellness. We are all light beings. The patches are all natural and drug-free that uses the body's own natural light to help promote general health and wellness. How it works. Simply place the patch on specific points on your body and where the patch is placed on your skin. It reflects back into the body when it's tapped into its own flow of natural energy, which in turn creates the GHK-Cu copper peptide, which rejuvenates your cells and gives you a more younger, healthier you.
And we're back. Again, I'm Seth Eisenberg with the Conservative Corner. That's Fred Pofferter. He is the president of the Frederick County Conservative Club in Frederick, Maryland. They are the most active, and I'm probably going to be exaggerating a little bit, one of the biggest clubs in Western Maryland as far as followers and people involved. So he's with us. In case you missed it, it is Whisky Sunday, our second one. The first one was so good, and I felt so good the day after. I figured, hey, let's just do this again and see if I can kill my other kidney.
Reloaded and ready to go.
Yep, and we're both drinking this, and I strongly suggest you try it. Old Smoky peanut butter whiskey. It's good. Like I said before, in case you missed it, we're both Navy vets. Our days of proving to people we can drink are gone. We've proven it time and time again. There are probably still stories of me in Estonia and Europe and the night I was there drinking and the horrors that followed. So I don't need to prove anything to anybody. So we're just kind of asking questions. We're shooting the crap. If you have a question you want to ask either one of us, please just post it. Oh, yep. Inez says Lincoln was 6'4". Lincoln was 6'4". I thought Washington was 6'4". But yeah, if you have a question you want to ask us or you want to make a comment, put it up here. And if I don't see it, please don't take it personally. I've been drinking with. That bottle's halfway done. So I'm trying to keep up. I apologize. All right. So if you were to write a how-to book, what would the title be?
Oh God. How to piss off your political leaders.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Done it many times.
I didn't hear you.
How to piss off your political leaders or your elected officials. I have done it many times.
I think mine, and again, if you have children, please, I don't want them going, he scarred me for life. I think if I wrote a how-to book, it would be titled How to Shut the Fuck Up and Listen. I think that's what mine would be. Just, the art of shutting up.
Right.
Something like that. It's the whiskey. Don't look at me like that. Don't send me nasty emails. It's the whiskey. Sober Seth will not remember anything about this.
Any crutch you can find there, brother.
Yeah, because don't try talking to me tomorrow. That is a different Seth. I will not know what happened this evening. I will not be able to respond. We were both in the Navy. We've got to go overseas. Been to 3 different countries. What was your favorite country?
Italy and the Isle of Capri.
Italy? I've heard good things about Italy. Very friendly people.
Yep, I had a blast there, and I no doubt left a few puddles on the sidewalks, you might say.
I liked England, but England reminded me too much of America. So it wasn't like I was going anywhere. It was like I was coming home. It just felt like America. It
Right.
wasn't, and because we didn't get to go out into the countryside or any of the small villages. We were in London and Portsmouth. So it was just like being in America. I mean, friendly people. Don't get me wrong. Very friendly people, very gracious. Something about an English accent coming from a brunette. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I think I asked 27 women to marry me the 2 weeks I was there. And you know what? The scary thing is I think a couple of them said yes, so I could be married. I don't know. But I liked England, but I think my favorite country of all time, and would be Austria. I really, really liked Austria.
Never made it there.
I don't know why I liked it so much. Well, it's probably because you could be walking down Vienna into the shopping district where you can't drive, you have to walk, which is cool. But you could end up walking on cobblestones that Romans laid down centuries ago. Every time it was neat.
Anytime you get into old Europe.
Oh yeah, I mean there's a place in downtown Vienna where they had like a glass on the street, like a glass ceiling, so you could look down. They had found Roman soldier quarters while they were excavating to build another building. It was just
cool.
It was neat. And I was there for a wedding too, and a friend of my friend, I was his best man, and we went to Hallstatt for the wedding. It's in the Alps, and it looks like a town from Lord of the Rings. Just
cool.
Yeah, everything wood, very nice. And his priest that married my buddy and his wife looked just like Tony Soprano. Could have been his twin. I mean, literally, when we walked into the church, my buddy's like, "Hey, man, wait till you see this priest. Tell me who you think he looks like." I'm like, "Whatever, dude." So we walk in, and I'm like, "Holy shit, it's Tony Soprano." Like, where's Paulie Walnuts? Is he going to come walk? I mean, dead ringer for Tony's dead ringer for James Gandolfini.
You swim with the fishes,
right? You swim with the fishes. So yeah, I liked Austria and I liked England. And then most of the other, I've been to like Rota, Spain. I've been to Greece.
Yeah, Rota's cool.
Rota was nice.
That's where I rotated out of when I was getting out of the Navy.
Okay, I loved it. I loved
Rota. They processed my paperwork, and Gibraltar is cool.
Spanish women. I don't know. I just that's all I got to say. Spanish women.
I got to keep my mouth shut.
I do. We went there and I met a young lady. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I mean, I was this close to going UA and Mission Ships Movement. That close. I was like, yeah. Oh, God. You really are good.
Oh, this is so good.
Then I can never go home again and crap. Yeah.
All right. Tell me your best experience with the Hey Joe.
A Hey Joe.
You know what a Hey Joe is?
Yeah, what's a Hey Joe?
It's when you come off the ship at Liberty.
Oh,
we
call them pier rats.
Okay.
My best story. I guess that's when we went to Portsmouth, England in '92. We just got done with the mock war. We were gonna be there for a week or two. I can't remember. And we got a copy of the local paper, and we were front page. U.S. Navy warships pulling into Portsmouth. We come down and greet, the Americans, blah, 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 blah. And this was my first time overseas. So I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Literally, the whole, I don't even want to call it a base, but where we were pulling in hundreds of people, just hundreds of people with signs, welcome U.S. Navy. And I got off the ship and we were going through the gate and there's a lady next to me. She goes, hey, how are you, man? I can't remember her name. And I'm like, oh, hi, how are you? She goes, are you an American? I'm like, yep, I just got off that big gray ship. That's American. Yes, I'm an American sailor. Oh, how old are you? I said, well, I'm 19. Will you be the father of my children? I'm like, yeah, let me hit the pub first. It took me about 25, 30 minutes. Ask me that question again. And maybe we'll have a little something to discuss. But right now I'm too sober, you're too old, and I'm just too tired. So let me go get something to drink. What's yours?
I can't repeat it.
I got into my first bar fight in the Navy.
FCC would shut us down a heartbeat.
We did things that were illegal in 75 countries. No, I actually got into my first bar fight in the Navy.
Oh, yeah?
I got hit in the head with a beer bottle, rolling on the ground, chairs flying. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Got my ass kicked. I remember that pretty good.
Actually, my worst fight was in a bathroom.
Okay, I'll ask. What was going on in the bathroom, Fred?
I was stationed in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. And I'd just broken up with my girlfriend. I was trashed. I mean, absolutely trashed. And I walked in the bathroom of a bus station that was supposed to catch the bus, take us back to base. And I saw the urinals in there were busted. I mean, physically broken. Not,
Jesus. What kind of bars did you go to?
so I said, well, fuck it. I kicked the urinal. And it collapsed off the wall. The manager of the bus station pops through the door of the bathroom with a pool cue in his hand and lays it across the side of my head.
Jesus.
And then proceeded to lean on the door until the constables showed up.
I can honestly say, Fred, I have never been beaten up in a bathroom before in my entire life. Never.
But the worst part, well, the best part was when I snatched the pool cue out of his hand. He didn't lay me out. Right? I snatched the pool cue out of his hand, and his eyes got about this big around. That's when he jumped out the door and locked it up. Waited for the local yard arms to come up.
The best fight story I have in the military doesn't even involve me. I was there with a friend of mine. I wasn't involved in either of the altercation. I was stationed in Virginia Beach. And it was the summertime, and we were at Virginia Beach. I was stationed in Norfolk. We went to Virginia Beach. Anybody familiar with Virginia Beach, Norfolk area knows Old Dominion University, 3 miles down from the main gate to Norfolk, not very far at all.
Right.
And back then, I don't know if it still carries true now, but back then, teak was a huge fraternity. And I believe it was like the football players or the lacrosse players or the wrestlers. It represented athletes on the college campus, and teak was pretty big at ODU. So that's the backstory to lead into what I'm telling you now. Me and a friend of mine, and I'll say is for Calvin, good friend of mine. We served together. Great guy. He was from Texas. He was about 5'1", maybe 110 pounds, maybe. Started drinking. Calvin became 17 feet tall and about 47 tons and could move mountains. And you weren't going to stop him. There was no man on the planet that could hold me back. So we had been drinking. We'd been a long week. We had done workups. We just go to sea for a couple of days to work things out for the ship for a cruise. So we were tired. We were angry because we were in the military. We were just angry. So we were drinking. It was me, him, and a couple other guys. And there's some teak guys down at the end of the bar. And Virginia Beach isn't so much like Ocean City. I mean, it's still kind of a summer town, but it's not like a big Ocean City where people come from miles around to hang out. There's no real boardwalk. But it still gets packed. So it was running down toward the end of the summer. People were coming back to school. Teak was there. There's about 25, 30 of them. There's about 4 or 5 of us. And we were staying away from them because there was 25 of them and only 4 or 5 of us. Calvin, Mr. 17 feet tall, has been drinking all day. And we're sitting at the bar. This is when you could smoke in the bars. You could still smoke indoors before the communists took over.
Those were the days, my friend.
Oh, my God, this was beautiful. Calvin's smoking, and I think he was drinking tequila, taking shots of tequila, chasing it with beer. And I could hear him huffing, like, and he kept looking down and looking at the teak guys. I'm like, Calvin, what's going on, man? He's like, dude, there's teak guys here. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's okay, dude. They're leaving us alone. Let's leave them alone. Leave them alone. I don't like no teak boys. I'm like, okay, man, just relax. There's 4 of us. Half the school, just stop. Shot, beer, shot. And he flicks his cigarette down towards the end of the bar and hits one of them in the side of the face. And like sparks go everywhere. And I'm like, holy shit. This is how I'm checking out. I'm going to get beat to death by a bunch of college guys. This is not how I envisioned it. So rather than turn his back to pretend it wasn't him, he leans on the bar, stands up, leans on the bar, takes a shot of his tequila, and drinks his beer, and he goes, "What are you boys going to do about that?" I'm like, holy shit. So I turn around to look at our shipmates, guys on the ship with us, and they're gone. They're like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And I don't blame them. I was going to go too. But Calvin grabbed my arm. He goes, "We could do this. I think we can take him." I'm like, "Yeah, you are an idiot. You're the biggest idiot I've met in my life." So the teak guy comes down, and he hit the side of the face. And he goes, "Man, what's your problem?" So they go back and forth for a little bit. And Calvin goes, "Why don't we go back out? Why don't we go back outside, out back, and take care of this?" And the guy's like, "Fine with me." He goes, "I'm going to beat your ass." He's like, "You going to try, boy?" Texas, 17 feet tall, 400 pounds. He's just the whole cow. And I'm literally writing on a bar napkin, sound mind and sound body. I do bequeath my earthly belongings to anybody who finds my body in the alley. Because if you were in the military, you can't stand by and watch your boy get beat. You got to get in. You just can't stand there. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew as soon as I jumped in, 24 other guys are going to jump in, and it was going to be horrible. So we go to the back, the back alley road, and 24 of them, 2 of us, and I'm looking at Calvin, and he's looking at the guy. He goes, "Yeah, I think I'm going to take him. I'm going to get him." I'm crying. I'm begging God to spare my life because I'm a good Jewish boy. I haven't done anything wrong. Why are you doing this to me? And Calvin takes his hat off. He's taking his rings off, takes his shoes off, takes his shirt off, takes his socks off, takes his pants off, and takes his underwear off. And he's standing at the guy buck naked, and he's screaming at him. "Let's get this on. Let's do this. I'm ready to go." He's buck naked. College guy's eyes are about this big now, and he's like, "What the hell is going on?" He's backing up. And Calvin's coming at him naked. He's going, "I'm going to jump on you and beat you like I own you." He's screaming, and these guys are all backing up. They're like, "This dude is insane." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, he's crazy, dude. I don't know. I don't know. You got to go. You just go." I'm trying to hold him. So I'm grabbing Calvin's shoulders, trying to hold him back. And these guys are like, "All right, dude, it's cool. It's cool, man. No, it's all right, man. We're just going to go. You leave us alone. We're going to leave you alone." And they took off. And I'm like, "Oh, my God." And Calvin turns around and looks at me with a straight face, goes, "Man, they were going to kick our ass. I had to do something. I figured if I got naked, they'd all get scared and run. So I got naked, and they ran. I think we're good. Let's go get another beer." True story. Naked.
Oh. Reminds me of the Chinese guy in Hangover.
Yeah, that's what it was. 110-pound, 5-foot nothing dude screaming buck naked, ready to take on the world, and they bought it. I was always wondering, dude, what if they called your bluff and he got naked too? What would you have done? He said, "I don't know."
Sword fight.
But that is a true story.
That's hilarious.
You can't make that stuff up. That's the good stuff. I'm just going to get naked in an alley, threaten to beat somebody up, see what happens. I guess either way, he's thinking, I'm going to get beat up either way. So what the heck? I'll try this.
Yeah.
It works.
It's going to be naked, I guess.
So kids, the moral of this story is if you ever get intoxicated in a bar and you run your mouth to people who are bigger than you, just get naked.
Get naked.
Just get naked and say, "Let's do this." They'll leave.
That'll intimidate them.
It would intimidate me. Let's be honest. Some dude you don't know.
Right. I'm good, dude.
Yeah. Hey, okay, man. That's great. Let me buy you a beer. Just relax. Get dressed. Calm down. Pump your brakes. You win. I'm not going to fight with a new dude in an alley. He's the same guy that had a tattoo of his girlfriend's name on his chest. When we got to Norfolk, that girlfriend became his sister, who died in a tragic car wreck, and that he never, ever wanted to forget. So every time he met a girl, she goes, "Well, who's that?" He would tell him that story, get all teary-eyed. Like, dirty son of a bitch.
I think he had it all figured out.
He played the good old country boy role really good, but he was a smart dude, very smart dude. Oh, that's what is in general. What is your biggest annoyance that somebody else does that just annoys you, even though you can't control it, but it just annoys you to no end?
Talking with your mouth full.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, I don't want to see that hot dog you're eating.
Like a damn cow chewing cud.
Uh-huh.
I would have to say my biggest pet peeve like that, oh man, is people who go onto Facebook or social media and go, hey, I'm looking for a restaurant that serves XYZ. Any recommendations? It's like, you idiot. You're on the internet. Just type that question into Google. Why are you doing this on Facebook? I think that annoys me. I know I have no control over it. It's not that big of a deal, but it annoys me.
Well, if you do it on the internet, you're relying on Yelp or something like that, you know.
So just rely on complete strangers.
Whereas on Facebook, you have personal experience, you know, maybe somebody you know.
It just annoys me. I like I said, it shouldn't, because
there's bigger things out there to be annoyed about.
Oh, there are. I get annoyed about a lot.
You?
I know, it's hard to believe.
No,
I'm so cool.
just say it ain't so.
I know, it's hard to believe. Very hard to believe. But I do get agitated. Very much so. Here's another thing that aggravates me, kind of on the political side. And again, anybody can pipe in. We're not going to make fun of you that bad. In our area, we had 2 BOE candidates that are conservative get elected onto the Board of Education. So now we have 3 people who are conservative on the Board of Education. And all of a sudden, the minute they got elected, everybody came out of the woodwork talking about how they helped them. Oh, we did this. You know, we helped them. Son of a bitch, no, you didn't do nothing. You didn't do a damn thing. Yeah. Why are you riding on coattails when you shouldn't be? That annoys me too. When people take credit for shit they've never done or didn't do.
The Central Committee here couldn't even get signs up at polling places.
That's true.
No.
I went and helped Alexander from Alexander 360. And where we were at, there were no Trump signs.
No.
There were Hogan signs and everything else, but no Trump signs at all. I thought that was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. A friend of mine called today. I went down to Himes Avenue. There are no Trump signs down there. This is early voting. You know. So
well, you know what it is.
I sent 8 signs down there for them.
But do you know why there weren't any signs, right? They're saving money for the happy hours. Those are expensive. Throwing parties is expensive.
I'm ready for a happy hour.
I think we're having one. We just need peanuts.
Amen, brother.
All right, we got one more bill to pay, and we'll be right back with Fred Profiter from the Frederick County Conservative Club and me. I know that's really all you need is just me, but we're going to throw Fred in the deal too, because that's a twofer.
I'm the bonus. I'm the November bonus.
America faces challenges like never before. Economic uncertainty, social unrest, debt implosion. The foundations of our freedom are under attack. To restore strength, prosperity, and the American way of life, Trump must win.
I plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world.
Introducing the Trump token, blending the deflationary model of Bitcoin with the technological advancement of Solana. It's more than just a cryptocurrency. It's America's future medium of exchange. The Trump token pledges to donate 50% of proceeds, up to $50 million, to Trump's 2024 re-election campaign. Join the movement. Stand with Trump. Secure your future at thetrumptoken.com.
Do you know anything about cryptocurrency? Do you understand it? Do you grasp that? Yeah, I don't either.
Not a clue.
I'm sure it's good. It's probably a good investment. I just don't understand it. So if anybody from Trump tokens watching, feel free to send me a couple of them. I'll learn how they work after you send them to me. I don't know.
I used to work with a guy who was big into Bitcoin when it first came out. It was Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And my eyes would just glaze over. He's sitting fat right now.
I was going to say, like, isn't one Bitcoin like $60,000 or some crap like that?
He's sitting fat. So, and I mean, that crypto ad you had there is a little dated. I mean, Trump has one.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You know, but he has one, but it's not over.
Yeah, and that's another thing I want to talk about real quick before we get out of here. Is everybody's like, "Oh, the election's over. We won. Everything's great. Woohoo, woohoo!" Yeah, the work starts in January. It's not over. It's just beginning, and I don't think enough people understand that.
I mean, we still have to get past January 6th.
Well, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And I would not be surprised if shit broke out on January 6th down at the Capitol.
Yeah, nothing would surprise me now at this point.
It's not going to be our team.
No. But yeah, I just think people need to realize that, the election's over. We won. That's great. Like, that's why we're doing this today, to kind of just relax and cut loose and enjoy stuff. But come January, it's back to the grind. It's back to work. We got to make sure things are followed through on. We got to support them. We got to do what we got to do.
We got local elections in 25. That's where everything starts changing. You know, it's take care of your local government. Get that straightened out. Bring them around to where you're supposed to be, where they're supposed to be.
I completely agree with that too. It's all politics are local.
Yeah.
You got to.
And 2026, we got to get that fourth person on the Board of Education.
And that's another thing. If you're watching from another state or another county, you please understand that your Board of Education elections are the most important elections there are. There's nothing more important than the Board of Education, because they are forming the foundation for future generations. They are educating children to be leaders. And if you've got woke social justice warriors teaching children that, hey, you can be a girl or boy if you want to. You don't have to use your pronouns. You could be a couch/chair, whatever you want. This is who we're putting out into the world. And that needs to stop, because that doesn't help the children at all. It helps the person teaching that bullshit.
Right.
But it sets that child up for failure. So we Board of Education is the most important election there is. And always vote for the most conservative candidate for the Board of Education. Always. Always.
And January, we're kicking off our ballot initiative to have the school superintendent elected rather than appointed. I mean, that'll take the control right down to the local level and help and to be held accountable. Right now, there's no accountability other than the Board of Education.
Yep.
So,
All right, Fred. Well, that was a quick hour.
this was quick. Damn.
Not that quick. Let me tell you.
Yeah, all right.
Thanks for hanging out, man. It was always fun.
How's your knee feeling?
My knee? On my knee, I could dance right now. Tomorrow I'll pay for it, but right now I could dance.
Okay.
But thanks for hanging out. We'll do this again after I recoup, heal up. We'll do it again.
All right, buddy.
Anything you want to say before you go? Or
Hey, peace, love, and Trump.
good deal. All right, boss man. I'll talk to you this week.
All right. Have a
All
good
right,
one.
boss. See
Bye
ya.
now.
So everybody, that was Fred Proffer, the president of the Frederick County Conservative Club here in Frederick, Maryland. the largest club in Western Maryland as far as followers and people, and they've done more in the last 5 years than clubs that have been around for 20. Check them out online at fccc.us and see what they're doing. Once again, before we go, I want to share an opinion with you about some things. Again, you don't have to listen to my opinion. You can tell me to pound sand or kick rocks or just keep drinking and stop talking. But let me share this with you, and then we'll wrap things up. This opinion I've written is called Life Can't Be All About Politics. You got to enjoy life. I want to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot lately since the election cycle started. Something that's easy to forget in the constant noise of headlines, social media, and breaking news. Here it is. Life can't be all about politics. Don't get me wrong, politics is important. It shapes the rules we live by, determines the future of our communities, and impacts our daily lives. But here's the question I want you to think about. What's the point of all that if we lose sight of the things that make life worth living? The truth is, politics is just one piece of a large puzzle. It's not the whole picture. When we let it consume us, when every conversation turns into a debate, or every scroll through social media feels like a battlefield, we're not just hurting ourselves, we're missing out on life. Think about it. When was the last time you truly laughed? Not at someone, not at some political meme, but because of a moment so pure and so funny that it made your whole day brighter. When was the last time you looked around and appreciated the beauty of the world? Whether it was the sound of the birds in the morning, the way the light hit your kid's eyes, or the simple joy of spending time with people you love. When politics becomes your whole world, it doesn't just take up your time, it takes up your energy, your peace of mind, and even your relationships. You start seeing people as enemies or allies instead of neighbors, friends, or family. Every disagreement feels like a fight for survival, and every day feels like a new crisis. That's no way to live. So how do we fix this? It starts with stepping back. Turn off the news. Put down your phone. Take a walk. Watch a movie. Spend an afternoon doing something that has nothing to do with politics. These aren't distractions. They're what makes life rich and fulfilling. And here's something else. Connect with people. Not just the ones who agree with you, but everyone. Share a meal, tell a story, or laugh together about something unrelated to politics. Those moments of connection remind us that we're more than our opinions or ideologies. We're human beings with lives, dreams, and stories to share. I'm not saying you should stop caring about the issues that matter. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying don't let them overshadow the beauty of life that you're living right now. Politics is a tool. It's how we shape the world around us. But the real prize, the reason we care about politics in the first place, is to protect and celebrate the things that make life meaningful. So today I challenge you. After this, tomorrow, go do something that brings you joy. Call a friend, try a new hobby, watch the sunset or sunrise. Whatever it is, take a moment to remind yourself what you're fighting for. Because in the end, it isn't just about winning arguments or passing laws. It's about laughter, love, connection, and the simple joys that make everything worthwhile. So go enjoy your life. You've earned it. Again, that's just my opinion. Again, I'm sorry I ran over a little bit. I apologize. Again, thank you for spending your Sunday evening with me. It's always fun. I want to thank Fred Profiter for being here. It was fun. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time too. Like I said, it can't be about politics 24/7, 365. You got to take a break. You got to just laugh, do stupid stuff. And I hope I kind of lightened the air a little bit today for you, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. I say it every Sunday, and I'll keep saying it. I'm humbled that you all spend this time hanging out with me. I truly appreciate it. I hope I don't waste your time. I hope you learn something, or at least you have fun. Break up the monotony of the week on Sunday. I hope that I can at least do that for you. I'll be here next Sunday, same time, same channel, Rumble. If you're watching on Rumble, please hit like, mash it down as many times as you can. All the likes help. Support the Patriots Prayer Network. You've got the Base Mother. You've got Alexandria 360. You've got Jersey Shore. Two Guys, One Coup. There's just so many shows that are on the network that you have to find something you like. There's no way you can't. One of these people, one of these programs are going to speak to you, and you're going to like, yeah, I agree with that. It's probably not the guy sucking down whiskey for an hour, but you never know. But yeah, just support the network, spread the word, have other people watch it, hit like, follow me on X at the Conservative Corner. You can follow me on Facebook at the Conservative Corner. Or you can just join me here on Sundays. You're not going to do anything else. I don't need you to follow me anywhere. Just hang out with me on Sundays, and that'd be cool enough. Again, thank you for hanging out. I had a great time. Tomorrow won't be so great. I'm sure I'm going to be dragging ass. I can hardly wait for that. But it was worth it. Had a good time. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Again, I'm Seth Eisenberg. This is the Conservative Corner. Any questions about anything you saw tonight or some other time, please just shoot me a message and I'll answer them. Other than that, just remember principles over everything else. If you follow your principles, you will never, ever, ever make a bad decision, and you can always hold your head high. Everybody have a good evening, and I'll see you next Sunday.